What's good, y'all? Back again today with a very special video. So today we're gonna do something special. I'm gonna show you two videos that perfectly sum up the two different type of black fathers and consequently the two different type of black men that exist in the world, but in particularly America. Let's just get with it. Watch this.
Hey, get out there, fool. I just want to show that dog. I just want to show that. Oh. I'm like, who is it? Yeah. The bigger dog is. Oh, we can get through that gate. Go. Oh, we can get through that gate. Stop crying, now. No. You can't get out right there. No. Lord have mercy. Get your ass in this motherfucking house. Stop crying, now. No. You can't get out right there. No. Lord have mercy. Get your in this motherfucking house.
What the fuck, right? We all saw what just happened, right? In case you were blind or just wasn't paying attention, I'll run it down for you right now. What you have is a black man, regular black man in America, nothing special or stand out about him. Black man in America walking down the street with his black daughter. Now his daughter looks to be no older than 6 years old. Now this is important, not that her age really matters because you should always be there to protect your daughter, but the fact that she was about 6 or 5 years old makes this even more crucial. You see they walk up to maybe a friend's house, a family member's house, acquaintance, maybe the babysitter, and immediately the black man sees this pit bull dog. You know, hey, let's just be honest. Nobody wants to get bit by a dog. I mean, particularly a pit bull where they say they have those lock on and they don't even let go. Even if you fucking hit them in the head with a baseball bat, they're still going to be locked on to you. So I understand the general fear of being bit by a dog. So maybe this dude has a fear of dogs. I'm not judging him for that. Shit, I don't like rats. If I see a rat in front of me, I'm going the other way. But we have to keep this in context. Remember, he has his daughter with him, okay? So now he sees this motherfucking pit bull, and forgive my language, but it's just, this video is just so ridiculous that, bro, if you're watching this, whoever you were, black man, I just need you to know you are now in the Hall of Fame for the most weakest Negroes to walk the face of the planet. And believe me, it ain't easy to make that list. You're walking down the street with your 6-year-old, 5-year-old daughter. You see a pit bull behind the fence. And before the pit bull even gets loose, the black man's already shook. He's like, how big that dog is, man? How big that dog is? He's already worried about how big the dog is and already scared. So, however it happened, the dog gets loose.
Oh, we can get through that gate.
Right? The dog gets loose. And immediately this black man lets go of his daughter's hand. He was holding her hand at first. He lets go of her hand, jumps on the nearest vehicle way at the top, and he's just posted up there like a little scared girl. And I say a little scared girl because even his daughter wasn't acting like that. She was crying and she was scared, but she took the proper steps. She ran away. She tried to protect herself. And the whole time, the thing that makes this even worse is that the whole time she's screaming for her dad. She's screaming, "Daddy, daddy, help me." And he's on the top of some random car like a bitch talking about, "Stop screaming, stop crying, nah. What? You tell your 6-year-old daughter to stop crying because a pit bull is chasing her? Meanwhile, your grown, fat, receding hairline looking ass jumped on top of a motherfucking car to get away from it? See, like I said before, these are the type of Negroes that have kept us in slavery, are keeping us in slavery, and if we don't check them and ostracize them to some extent, they're going to keep us in a perpetual state of slavery. This nigga abandoned his manhood that day. I don't want to hear nothing from that nigga ever again. Nigga, you better work at Hooters or something. You do not have a manhood to speak of. She needs a whole new father. Your wife needs a whole new husband. What type of nigga? I just wanted to show you the first type of black man and consequently black father in America. The one that completely would leave their child, just abandon them at the first sign of trouble, not thinking of them when there's danger. And then there's this next father. Let's watch this video. It's a little bit more heartwarming, trust me.
The dad who's being called a hero around the country for shielding his kids when gunfire erupted in a car dealership here in New York. He says there are heroes out there, but he says he's not one of them. In this Inside Edition exclusive, he told us he was simply doing what any father would do.
He's the hero dad who shielded his 3 young sons when gunfire broke out at a car dealership. And now he's speaking exclusively to Inside Edition.
What you did was heroic.
I just went into fatherly mode at that moment, and I just wanted to keep the kids safe.
The 39-year-old construction worker had come to this car dealership in the Bronx to buy his wife an amazing gift for her birthday, a new car. His 3 sons were with him. Suddenly, as they sat in the lounge, chaos erupted. A man pulled out a gun and started firing. Anthony Jefferson was an innocent bystander when he found himself in the midst of reported gang warfare. All his fatherly instincts kicked in, and he protectively covered his sons with his body.
At one point, I actually see a bullet go through the top of that couch that you were sitting on.
One bullet struck right where his 6-year-old son was sitting.
It just missed his head. If I wouldn't have grabbed him, it would probably hit his head.
Jefferson was rushed to the hospital with a gunshot to the thigh, but not before he calmly called his wife.
He said, "Sweetheart, come pick the kids up."
When you got to the car dealership, you had no idea there was a shooting.
I had no clue.
Danica is overcome with emotion, thinking how close she came to losing her family.
This is the video that everyone is talking about. What a hero your husband is.
She asked that we not show the boys' faces. Because of his gunshot wound, Jefferson says he has lost his construction job. But his family is thankful, knowing it could have been a lot worse.
Dad, you're a hero.
He's my husband. He's my hero every day. The world just actually was able to now see that.
We think he's a hero, too. Anthony still has a bullet in his leg. He'll need surgery to remove it. A GoFundMe page has been set up to help, and it has already raised more than $250,000.
You see, there still is hope for black humanity. In case you don't know, this man's name is Anthony Jefferson. And I need you to remember that name because I'm going to talk about something in a minute that I want you to do. But let's just talk about the video real quick. So this man was in a car dealership buying his wife a brand new car. Now, that's the first thing we need to talk about. But this whole narrative about black love being destroyed and the war between the black man and the black woman and the feminists and the Me Too movement and the black man saving yourself, black man, and the MG Towel movement and all these other red pill movements, all these other movements where it seems like black men and black women aren't getting along, here's a real story of real, actual black love. This couple, they're together, they have children. He's buying her a brand new car for her birthday, so they're financially well off, and they have 3 beautiful black children, 3 boys, right? So they're in the dealership, and basically somebody starts shooting. It turns out that there was gang activity going on in the neighborhood because they're over there in New York, and there was gang activity, which of course we can talk about the fact that it was 2 black men shooting at each other. This wasn't the KKK that the black man had to protect his black sons from bullets from. This was 2 black men shooting in New York, shooting at each other in a well-lit area, trying to kill each other, destroying property and possibly killing bystanders in the process. We can talk about that, but I want to keep it positive on this story. So the 2 gang members were shooting out, and the black man, as he should be, was very alert and attentive. Immediately, his head was on a swivel, and he saw that there was some activity going on. He immediately jumped into action. He jumped over his kids. He protected all 3 of his boys. He put his actual body over the boys as they jumped on the floor because he understood he didn't have a weapon. He didn't have any other means of protection. So, hey, worst case scenario, fuck it. I'll die before I let my children die, right? This man did that, risked his life. And if you look closely, a bullet actually grazed, or actually should I say directly hit the sofa that his kids were sitting on. So if he didn't take immediate action and drag his kids to the floor and jump on top of them, one of those bullets would have very likely struck and killed one of his children. So why did I show this video in comparison to the first video? I wanted to personally show you guys real life examples in 2020 of the 2 different type of black men. Yes, there are only 2 different type of black men. And by black, of course, I mean those human beings that are absorbed with light. Either you are absorbed with light and therefore you are black, or you are void of light and therefore you are black. I've talked about this a few times before, but you could do your own research into the word black. But when you look at the definition for the word black, it means either you're completely absorbed with light or you're void of all light. So when we're talking about black men, consequently, yes, either you're completely filled with light or you're void of light. The one who jumped on top of the car to get away from the pit bull, completely leaving his daughter and then chastising her for crying out to him, that is a black man that is void of light. But the black man that jumped on top of his 3 children, risking bodily harm and possibly death to protect them, that is the black man absorbed with light. And I just wanted to show you guys. Of course, I don't want to take too much time. I wanted to personally thank, congratulate, applaud, and just give just my reverence to this man, Anthony Jefferson, who stand on top of his children. And also, I want you to do one thing before I leave. I don't ask for much. I definitely don't ask for money from you guys. I don't have a subscription thing, no DVDs I sell. I don't have a website that I'm trying to direct you guys to. I don't want you guys to join my congregation. But here's one time that I'm going to directly ask you to contribute financially. This man, Anthony Jefferson, has a family friend who set up a GoFundMe for him. And since this has happened, the gentleman, as you heard in the video, lost his job. So if it isn't fucked up enough that he got shot, he actually did get shot trying to protect his kids. When he went back to work, he couldn't work because he couldn't walk, so his job fired him. And so one of his family friends set up a GoFundMe, and this is where you guys come in. I'm gonna ask you very humbly to contribute any money that you can to this man's GoFundMe, whether it be $1 or $1,000 to this man's GoFundMe. I want this man's GoFundMe to reach $1 million. And yes, it's possible. It's very possible. As we speak right now, the GoFundMe campaign for this man has already reached an astounding $300,000. Yes, you heard that right. This black father, this black hero is actually being revered and given his flowers while he's alive. They already have reached over $300,000 from real human beings who saw this story and were so affected by it that they want to reach out and make sure that this man is financially compensated. Because remember, he lost his job. So me personally, I gave $70. Now, that's not anything major, but at the same time, it was something from my heart. It was something that I felt like the Most High placed on my heart to do. I wanted to show this man that, hey, you have real people out here who are going to reach in their pocket in the midst of a pandemic to give to you. That's what real life and real human being interaction is about, especially when you do something heroic like save your black children, and especially when you, in the process, you're crushing the entire stereotype that all of us are, you know, deadbeats that just got up one day and just went to the store and just never came back. That narrative is tired, and we need to see the black fathers who love and care for their children. While I'm at it, I just want to tell all my children, like the soap opera, you know I love you. You already know I love you, and you already know I'm gonna fight for you to the last breath I have, and then even after that, my legacy's still gonna be on for you. This whole entire channel, everything I do is for my children. May the Most High protect them. And like I said, I just want you guys to think about this and possibly give to this man's campaign for GoFundMe, because the last thing I want to say is this, and I'm gonna let it go. When George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin, that gun that he killed that young black man with, he sold that for $250,000. You can look that up yourself. That gun that man killed that young black boy with, he sold it for $250,000. Why is this important? Because every single time there's one of these police officers or one of these racist people who kill us in the streets blatantly and get off on it, and they might just get paid administrative leave or they get fired, all the racists in the country gather around and make GoFundMes for them, and so now they're rich because they killed a black person. Little do you know, George Zimmerman is a hero to the racist community, the white supremacist community. George Zimmerman is a hero. And like I said, he sold the gun that he killed that young black man with for $250,000. So let's do the same thing for all black people. When we do something, let's gather around and make sure they're rich as well. Like I said, it's not impossible for this man to reach $1 million. He's already more than a quarter of a way there. He reached over 300,000 in a few days. So with that being said, of course, you already know I want you to vibrate higher, but this is a perfect action and a perfect time to show that you want to vibrate higher. Oh, you wanted to support black business, right? You want to come together and support the black community, right? Oh, you want to break the stereotypes of black fathers being deadbeats, right? You want to support black men, right? You love George Floyd, right? You love black fathers. So let's come around and make this man a national treasure. And with that being said, again, please vibrate higher.
I have set you apart. Oh, Lord, I can't get no help in here. I have set you apart.